What is up, hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack all of our Web3 education. If you guys are brand new here, be sure to be subscribed with notifications on for every video that drops. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be going over the shift that just happened with KUCOIN. If you're not familiar with KUCOIN, they've been in the space for a long time, and what just happened in the United States is they basically walled it off. There is a lot of restrictions that came in from the exchange, and this is a big deal given their level of usage and the amount of users that were using it in the US, and just the wall that they just put up is a tectonic shift for their exchange, and it could be bad news in the future for them. What I'm going to do in this video is go through KUCOIN and some of the changes that have happened. I'm also going to go through the contrast of BYDFi next to KUCOIN. BYDFi has been a supporter of the channel for months now, and their link will be in the description below, but they're a fantastic exchange with 150 trading pairs on it with 200x leverage. I've gotten dozens of DMs from people about how they're enjoying it, and I'm not a trader. I like doing educational content. So in this video, my goal here is to draw the comparison between KUCOIN and BYDFi. There's a lot of excitement around some of the pairings that are going on BYDFi right now. So I'm going to dig in on the KUCOIN front first to talk about what they have and the changes that have really abruptly been made over the last 60 days. So one of the biggest changes that's happened is the restriction in the US. Now, as of July of 2023, KUCOIN is not licensed to operate in the US. And as such, literally KYC has been restricted. Now, KYC verification, if you don't know what that is know your customer. It allows you to go in, prove your identity, and use platforms like exchanges. And this is something that is pretty extreme when it comes to blocking people from using it. What you have here is a kind of a perfect storm where you have the no licenses in the US, you have restrictions put on KYC preventing Americans from getting access to the exchange, and you also have delisting. Like, they just delisted XMR, which is a big token that a lot of people trust. Seeing delistings, seeing the lockout of the US, ban in Canada, there's just a lot of bad things going on. And I don't know anybody at KUCOIN. I've used the exchange before many years ago, but it is a difficult situation right now for KUCOIN. And shopping around for different exchanges is probably more important than ever, especially if you guys are using KUCOIN. So this actually started in June of 2022. So about a year ago in Canada, it started rolling. Like, the rumblings kind of began, and it got worse and worse and worse. And now it seems to be that it's banned for the most part in Canada. And I've dug into this a little bit more, and it's such a shame because there is 100x leverage on there. And the amount of people that subscribe to this channel that love their leverage is kind of shocking to see this level of restriction immediately. And with Femex offering, 100x leverage and 20 trading pairs, I think that there's other options out there, but BYDFi, in terms of everybody that I've talked to, has the best options available. Now, one of the things that I'm going to dig into here is that the convenience around having a central place in a bear market is pretty key. You get to shop around in a bear. You get to look around at who's doing what. You get to compare fees. You get to compare who has how many pairs, and you get to see all the different aspects of exchanges when there's a down market. Your attention is very valuable in a down market. And I've said this on multiple videos in the past. If you're shopping for exchanges, they want you on there. Shopping around as a beginner across this maze of all the different exchanges is pretty complex, and it can be confusing and a little bit intimidating. So ultimately, what you have to do is just do a pro and cons list of each one. Do you want more options or less options when it comes to pairs? If you're not really into meme tokens and all of the altcoins, and you're only into Bitcoin and Ethereum, you have a lot of options in front of you. If you do want to do some high risk, high leverage, 200x leverage positions on these meme tokens and some of these altcoins and projects, you're going to want to look at BYDFi. And I think that there's a lot of other platforms that have options like BitMEX and Femex, but they've really limited the amount of pairs. So in my experience, going after more options is better. Okay, now shifting gears, now that we've kind of seen some of the crazy things going on with KUCOIN, I want to talk about BYDFi. The idea of perpetual contracts, I've talked about this before, but But if you guys are into options and trading with leverage, this is definitely a pretty interesting option for you. It's settled in USDT, and ultimately there's 200x leverage, which is pretty crazy to think about with Kraken at 50x in leverage. I want to emphasize the reliability and trust when it comes to an exchange and you're doing your shop around during the bear market, as I've mentioned before, because now is the time to look around for when the bull market comes. You want to have your options available to you. The trustworthiness is key when you're looking at exchanges like this. So one of the key components here is cold storage. Make sure that they are holding assets on cold storage. So there is a ton of safeguards in place for something like BYDFi, where you have the two-factor authentication. Definitely do that. My friend Crypto Wendy O, she taught me that using a phone that is offline that you don't use as your two-factor is such a cool hack to actually get these multiple exchanges and be able to access them quickly. Keep it offline so nobody can get in and nobody can hack you. And I just really like that method she taught me back in the day, back in like 2018, I think. And it is a very cool way. So make sure there's two-factor setup, make sure that the exchange is cold storage like BYDFi, and ultimately make sure that they have, you know, a very top tier protection into where they're hosting. And BYDFi uses AWS, pretty much the gold standard for a lot of the exchanges out there. And you have to, of course, make sure that they have their shield for traffic with SSL and all that basic stuff. Always verify the URL when you're going to any exchange, any website in general. You guys should know that at this point, but always verify the URL. Make sure you have two-factor set up and make sure that they are using good hygiene when it comes to using cold storage. A lot of fans of the channel have been signing up. The link will be in the description below, but the last thing I want to talk about is CoinList. And this is something that BYDFi has rolled out. And there was a project a couple of years ago called Blockfolio. It got acquired by FTX, unfortunately, but I was using Blockfolio all the time. Everybody I knew in the space was using Blockfolio, and many people watching this probably won't remember Blockfolio, but it was a really meteoric rise in 2017, 2018 with people using Blockfolio. And it was like over 1 million users in a few months. And all it was a visualization of your portfolio. You could add assets. And what CoinMarketCap, that's owned by Binance, did was they just copied it. They just said, all right, you can make your portfolio here. And this is what CoinList is now on the BYDFi platform that I love. I've created an account on there and it's fun to track the assets. You put in, you know, what you purchased it for, and they just released this. So it is really fun to track your portfolio and refresh it in real time so you can see what's going on. So to simply add coins, you just click edit coin on the coin list and you can add your transactions. You can do buy and sell orders, and it just does a great job of laying it out, just like Blockfolio did back in the day. Lastly, the bonus here, as I mentioned before, they're doing some crazy promotions to get people on board in the bear market, to get them excited. And I love that approach. And one of the key parts is the Shiba Inu airdrop. They're airdropping 600 million SHIB. And the way to do this is you basically go on, you get eligible through doing the KYC. This is a very, very clean cut tactic that a lot of exchanges use, where they have a huge airdrop and all you have to do is just go through the verification process to get it. I remember blockchain.com did this with, I want to say it was like $10 million or something like that. So to participate in the airdrop, you need to just complete tasks on there, which is educational tasks on BYDFi. You get BYD points and you convert those points for the airdrop. Once you have your airdrop points, you can then collect airdrops. So it is a process that you go through in order to earn points and then convert them into the ability to claim airdrops. Refer friends to get 10% on their points. And there's just a lot of really interesting secondary referrals as well. Literally, if you sign up, you go through KYC and you put in even a tiny amount of crypto, you get $100 trading towards perpetual contracts, which is a huge promotion. I haven't seen exchanges do that in quite some time. I remember Coinbase did that pre-IPO and they got millions of users fast. So basically getting a free $100 if you sign up and deposit. So in summary, KUCOIN is suffering big time, delisting projects and seeing it blocking people in the US and Canada, banning in Canada, and just completely cutting people off of KYC and getting into the exchange on the US side. it is a crazy time with the KUCOIN situation. So with BYDFi, I always like to give people options, and with 2 times the amount of trading pairs at 150 pairs, 200x leverage, you have a lot of awesome promotions to get access to during the bear market and jump in. Now, if you're not a trader and you're watching this video, that's fine. Getting optionality is what I'm all about. So when you're in the mix and you're ready for a bull market, you need to have instruments available to you. So if you're going to go onto an exchange, purchase, trade, whatever, keep a hot wallet, keep a cold wallet, keep everything aligned so that you can do volume, move things on and off the exchange as you need. And that is it for this video. If you guys are using KUCOIN, definitely leave me a comment or shoot me a DM even, because I've had a lot of DMs since they sent their big email out about it. And I did a video years ago on KUCOIN. So definitely leave me a comment below, send me a DM. And that is it for this episode of Hack Crypto. I will see you here again on the channel for the next one.